There is a lot happening with MCP, right? So Model Context Protocol, it is APIs for AI, net, right? So APIs is that way to directly define that logic and have applications talk to each other. MCP is a basically way of saying, hey, here's this bucket of capabilities, and you can give it to an AI agent and say, hey, go to town. It's more for open-ended research, iteration, or for more cases where there's a lot of uncertainty, right? And it's not so if this, then that, do this, then that, like you would see in Flow, right? So we have very comprehensive MCP support across the platform. So there's MuleSoft MCP support. When you use MuleSoft, you use that when you want to connect existing APIs and MCP servers, right? It is that fabric that sits on top of everything else, connecting you. It's governing, and it is connecting everything that's already been made. If you flip to the bottom, there is Salesforce Platform MCP servers, and that is more for exposing Salesforce Platform native features, right? So anything that you currently have on Salesforce, you can tap into that seamlessly. It is pre-made, it is waiting for you. Okay, and then there's everything else in between, right? So when you need to literally create capabilities, whether it's from existing APIs you've already made or net new logic that you have for your business and no one else has because no one else is your business, that's where you built. So it allows you to do things like this. David showed you something with the DNC, so we can wire up, let's use this DNC capability. Let's use an extra capability that pulls vendors from my specific private data. And let's give a very general purpose Python creation tool. And let's go to this simple instruction. Go check out this vendor, look at his website, and see what's new. In fact, I'm going to add one more thing to this. I'm going to say, we know his phone number. So in addition to doing that research, let's also make sure that we're going to be compliant, and let's also give the agent the capability to use that. That's a good role-based access control demo. So what we're going to do is give the agent 3 tools. You can reach out to the vendors, you can check the do not call compliance status, and you can execute Python. So for the techies in the room, that basically means you can write code on the fly that you're going to execute. So here are those first 2. These are basically using existing API functionality that's been converted into MCP to give it to an AI. But what is this? This is code that the agent is creating on the fly in order to reach out to that website and look at the information. So this kind of on-the-fly stuff is something you can't do anywhere else. You can't say, hey, MuleSoft, go write this code for me and execute it. You'll need something else behind the scenes. It could be Heroku doing that. So then you get this nice comprehensive response of, okay, wow, I have information on the vendor. I also have do not call compliance, and I have context from the website. All of this was defined in real time. I could ask the agent to go out to do new things, and it would use this base capability of, I'm going to write code, and then I'm going to execute that code. So that's the power of combining things like base MCP building support and then Heroku managed inference. So that is just a way to build additional agents that can complement what you're doing in Agentforce. Higher volume, more flexible logic. You can have the capabilities being shared between Agentforce and Heroku, or you could have them a little bit more decoupled, where you have agents that focus on things that, okay, Agentforce is going to do the financial components of this. And then when we need flexible, more analytical components, we're going to have a Heroku-based agent to do that. So really the sky is the limit. As much as you can conjure a creative idea, you can make that happen.